Alright, in this lesson we're going to talk about adding and subtracting integers. So to get started, let's see what some integers are. Well, integers are positive and negative whole numbers. As you can see, negative numbers are to the left of 0 and positive numbers are to the right of 0. So if we use our number line, we can actually add or subtract integers with arrows. And how we use these arrows is, since positive numbers are to the right of 0, positive numbers will have arrows that point to the right. And since negative numbers are to the left of 0, their arrows will point to the left. So let's take a look at an example. If I have 2 plus negative 3, well, I always start at 0. Since my first number is positive 2, I have an arrow that goes to the right, 2. Now I start at 2, and since my next number is negative 3, I have an arrow that goes to the left, 3. The number directly above that is a negative 1, so I can see 2 plus negative 3 equals negative 1. So that works really well for small numbers, but I don't want to make really large number lines for large numbers. So we're going to use a process of addition. And the main thing you need to know is to add the opposite if there's a subtraction. So if we add or subtract integers, first thing you do is, if there's a subtraction, change it to add the opposite. And then you look, if they have the same sign, you add the numbers. If they have opposite signs, you subtract. And then when you finish that, you keep the sign of the larger number. So here's an example. 35 minus 42. I have a subtraction, so I want to add the opposite. 35 plus negative 42. I have a positive 35 and negative 42, so I subtract. Larger minus the smaller. 42 minus 35 will give us 7. And since 42 is greater than 35, I keep the sign of 42, which is negative, so my answer is 35 minus 42 equals negative 7. Alright, here's a couple more examples. Negative 42 plus 13. Opposite signs, so I subtract. Take the larger number minus the smaller number, so 42 minus 13, and that'll give us 29. And then I take a look at the signs. 42 is bigger than 13, so I keep the sign of 42, which is negative. So my answer is negative 42 plus 13 equals negative 29. Alright, my second example, 56 minus a negative 7. Add the opposite, 56 plus a negative 7. And double negatives become positive. The opposite of a negative is a positive. So that leaves me with 56 plus 7. So since they have the same sign, I add, and 56 plus 7 equals 63.